Alright, folks, welcome back to Mogg Squad's A New Dawn. I am Fritz Hoffman in the booth. Joining me in just a moment will be Noah Michael. And we have for you some wonderful magic. We have Sam Black on Green, White, Red Enchantress and Jeff Rabowski on Red, Green, Zoo. This is going to be a fun match.
Yeah, this is a great matchup. Thank you for holding down the fort while I am both making announcements and running around. We run it on a skeleton crew because that's just how we like it.
Yep. Yeah,
yes,
the return of Sam Chantress.
The return of Sam Chantress. Sam has been on this blue-white blessing deck for quite a while, but Sam has decided to pivot back to playing Enchantress.
Yeah, and with a commanding performance at the last monthly tournament, can play the fun decks.
Yeah, let's see if Sam can run it back this time. 2 Sylvan Library, 2 Curse Scroll.
No.
Oh, sorry. This is
Jeff's list.
I was like, this looks kind of like a Sam deck.
So we talked a little about the Sam deck, but we can talk about Jeff's Zoo deck as well. So this is kind of combining the best aspects of the burn deck with some of the power of Green's creatures and Sylvan Library, which is a very, very powerful draw engine in this format. So instead of seeing a Fire Blast, you have River Boa, Rancor, Treetop Village, Wild Mongrel. Wild Mongrel, an unparalleled 2-drop in this format, just in terms of pure rate, ability to dodge black removal spells. We have Grim Lavamancers, we have Jackalpup, so we have the known red creature suite, but then the addition of some green creatures as well.
Yeah, Jackalpup, the premier red 1-drop in the format, red alongside Mogg Fanatic and Goblin Lackey.
Yeah, and this is just a classic. This is kind of a classic deck.
And a very classic red sideboard, 4-4-4, and then a few one-ofs, but mostly 4-4-4-4.
Yep. And if we take a look at Sam's deck, the Sam Chantress deck is notable largely for its being 3 colors, having a lower curve, and playing 4 copies of the card Seal of Fire.
And we are into game 1. Sam leaning on Grand Coliseum, not exactly what he wants to see against the red deck, but early Enchantress is quite good for Sam.
Yep. So, not a normal Enchantress list. Notable thing with Sam's Enchantress deck is 3 main deck copies of Gaia's Blessing. So the way that this deck wins is not through the Opalescence Parallax Wave combo, but just by...
It's a control deck.
By removing every threat the opponent has.
There's no Opal Wave in this deck. It is just Sam Chantress. We see Wooded Foothills probably fetching Forest here. Those beautiful unhinged lands. Very, very beautiful. If you're going to pick a non-pre-modern land, I think the unhinged lands is a very, very good choice.
Yeah, they were very desirable for a long time. Unglued Unhinged used to have the only full art lands. Full art lands used to mean something.
Yeah.
This used to mean something, folks.
This used to... We used to be a country, folks.
Rancor. I was about to say, like Grim Lavamancer activating its actual powerful mode of attacking as a 1/1, but actually attacking as a 3/1 is crazy.
Yeah, very, very, very strong. Same with Windswept Heath. Sam really hoping to draw multiple removal spells here, but
yeah, there's no Opal Wave in this deck. So the way you win is you cast Seal of Fires and Swords of Plowshares, and you put them back in your deck, and you cast them again.
Aura of Silence. Gonna get rid, can't get rid of Rancor.
If anything, this Aura of Silence. So this is a main deck Aura of Silence. If anything, there's only 1 copy, but it is a statement about the current state of the pre-modern format.
It's what Sam cares about handling and dealing with.
Yeah, and just the expected meta game as well. That you're going to play against decks for which that tax ability in particular is going to be extremely relevant. Because otherwise you just play seals. Actually, Sam on 4 seals. It's also possible that this is less of a statement than I think it is, and it's just a 5th copy of Seal of Cleansing.
It is indeed a fifth
It's
copy.
a fifth copy of the Seal of Cleansing.
But it is a statement that he wants to have 5 copies of it. We see River Boa after beat down to 5. Sam in a bit of a tight spot. Drawing another land is not great. Sam resolves Sterling Grove, draws a card. Sam really looking for a plow here. That's another Enchantress. Sam doesn't have the mana to resolve that spell.
Yeah, I think Sam is from this position looking to probably go and find like a solitary confinement and resolve that second Enchantress effect.
Yeah, assuming that he's gonna make it.
Yeah, with Sam only at 10 and facing down
7
power of creatures, that's 1 bolt away from lethal.
And you really don't want to have to block with your Argothian, but Sam being a very experienced player, willing to make the blocks no one else will.
Yeah, I mean we'll see we'll see what the decision is here, because there's interesting if you do block with the Enchantress, it makes it a lot harder to pay for the solitary confinement, and so you have to figure out like how likely is it that I'm going to find a second Enchantress effect to start paying for that. So
Sam blesses Wooded Foothills.
Well, Wooded Foothills back in the deck, so making Jeff's deck slightly worse in terms of card quality and
draws a
cycling.
Sylvan Library for Sam.
It's a little slow here.
It's not going to do a lot right now.
It is an enchantment though, so if Sam is able to get into a situation in which Jeff doesn't attack for some reason,
Sarah's Sanctum would be a very good draw for Sam as well.
We might also see an Aura of Silence hitting the Rancor this turn, just to remove some of that damage for at least a turn.
Finally, see this Wooded Foothills fetching another basic forest.
Yeah, just want to be able to cast green spells and hold up regeneration on the boa, probably.
Yeah.
Very reasonable. You're not going to want second red to activate the activated ability of Grim Lavamancer.
Oh, he fetched in upkeep to
sure.
trim a little bit, which
Sure.
makes sense.
That's reasonable enough. You do have Sylvan Library in your deck, so there's some, you have to weigh that.
Jeff really taking his time thinking through how he's going to maximize his damage output and leverage, making sure that he's giving himself the best chance to see Sam at 0.
Yeah, in this matchup, optimizing your damage output is mostly ensuring that you turn all your creatures sideways.
No, that's certainly true. No.
So we are seeing the play that we mentioned.
As expected.
Just Aura of Silence in its 3-mana gain 2 life mode. If Sam does have something like a follow-up Seal of Fire, and that Rancor doesn't cast this turn, which it will. I mean, it will.
Rancor on River Boa, great.
That just
choice.
gives me the feels right here.
Yeah. Oh, and we see a Seal of Fire on the other side of the
Seal
board.
of Fire Mirror. Interesting.
And a fetch.
An off-color fetch. Yeah, and the off-color fetches there are there just because you have Sylvan Library in your deck, and Grim Lavamancer as well.
Fetching Seal getting solitary confinement.
Yep, that's what we're going to see. They're solitary. So Sam's going to deploy the solitary next turn. Drawing it, casting it.
Is Jeff all locked up at this point? Is there anything in the main deck that can get him through this?
I will note that Sam does need to demonstrate that there's another Enchantress effect available. He naturalizes in the main. Spice Rack doing a wonderful job of loading. I see 0 copies of... Yeah, everything in the deck does damage.
Very, very tragic outcome for
Potentially.
Jeff.
Potentially.
Although they're...
Sam does need to demonstrate that they can keep the confinement around and that means second Enchantress effect, which we know Sam has, and then probably a follow-up enchantment. But with the replenish in hand, yeah,
Zero naturalize in main
Yeah.
deck in Zoo is crazy.
0 natural. Yeah, artifacts and enchantments are just some of the most powerful card types in this format. But I think demonstrating your most proactive game one. You don't want to register against goblins and show up with a bunch of naturalizes that you can draw, because Lord knows you'll draw both of them.
This was a tragic result of the die roll for Jeff, but oftentimes winning with the red deck is a really close question of who won the die roll. So,
There's a second Sterling Grove,
Sam is
drawing 2.
Jeff asking, "Can I concede now?"
Yeah, I think Jeff's just a little bit unfamiliar with some of the cards, so a couple reads here. But I think Sam's got this locked up at this point. There's really not a whole lot you can do from the even with something like Naturalize in your deck. With a Sterling Grove on board, you don't have any real moves here. There's a Seal of Fire. There really aren't any legal targets on that side of the board, on Sam's side of the board. Discarding the Sylvan.
I think this present should lock things up.
I mean, yeah, it should demonstrate that the game is over. And there's Words of War in case the game actually does need to continue.
Yeah. If you overhear some background noise, there is a meat raffle going on at Delta Beer Lab this afternoon. Big deal.
Increasingly, Magic players are discovering meat raffles.
And Wisconsinites have always known about them.
Oh yeah, it's a Midwest tradition.
Sam going down to 1, fetching Basic Mountain.
Tapping for 5, and there's Words of War. I'm going to see draw 3 cards.
Sam with 1 enchantment remaining in hand.
Spending the remaining floating mana to cast this Seal of Cleansing. Going to draw 3 more cards. Thinking about... actually how much mana was floating? So dealing 2 to Jeff. Jeff's just playing it out. Content to let Sam play as much Magic as Sam wants.
Sam does love taking game actions. Sam often selects decks based on how much Magic they get to play when they play Magic.
Which is...
totally defensible. I mean, you are a fan of taking lots of game actions. You love looking through your deck when activating Survival of the Fittest.
I love... What I like... There's only one thing I like more than game actions, and it's decisions.
Making choices on the fly is Fritz Hoffman's favorite thing. I less so. I wanna go in with a plan for every, like a discrete, like 90% of the time plan for every matchup. As we say, Fritz is a rock gamer, and I'm a not rock gamer.
Yeah, and deck choice should play to your personal strengths.
Yeah, because we are not robots. As much as the ideal of choosing the best deck for the expected metagame is, if you don't know how to pilot Storm and Storm's the best deck, maybe you shouldn't play Storm.
Well, the answer is sometimes you should learn to pilot Storm. It's all a question of what the margins are.
For sure.
What each individual player's highest equity is going to be in terms of deck choice is going to depend on what kind of player they are.
Most metagames are not Nadu though, so
yeah, exactly.
There's enough wiggle room typically for you to
you should probably be playing Blue-Red Lessons in Standard if you have to play a Standard tournament.
Yeah. But we thankfully have decided to play a better format, and we don't have to play Standard.
Jeff showing the patience of a saint here.
Just taking his time, man.
Just sitting on his hands a little bit, and hoping against hope that Sam runs out of cards in hand to pay for this solitary confinement.
Despite having like 13 of them.
Also, potentially just trying to understand. Wait, how does this deck win?
Yeah, no, that's a very reasonable question. If you're newer to the format or you don't have a good sense of what Sam's deck is doing.
Yeah, which I think is perfectly reasonable. You see, like, Sam's going down a pretty low number of cards in library because they've all passed through their hand.
Unfortunately, decking is never going to happen to Sam with that words in play.
Well, true. Yeah, worst comes to it, you just pay to replace the draws to make sure that you... If Guy's Blessing is the bottom and second to bottom card in your library, you just make sure that you draw those cards separately.
Yeah. Also, notably, even if you have no cards in library, your words draw will replace before you lose due to decking.
Yep. Yeah. In which case, you can just hold your Guy's Blessings at hand and then just cast them. Mm-hmm. You do need to make sure that you keep drawing enchantments in that case, though, because otherwise you'll run into a situation in which you run out of... Well, actually...
I don't think you do.
It depends on the opponent's life total. Basically, if your opponent's under 14, then they lose. Yeah, and then Jeff has seen enough. So we're gonna see what players have in their sideboards. Let's start on Jeff's side.
Jeff, our classic 4 Pyroblast, 4 Call of the Herd, 4 Naturalize, 1 Tormod's Crypt, 1 Tranquil Domain, 1 Blessing.
1 Blessing. I'm thinking we're going to see Tranquil Domain and Naturalize going to come in the deck.
For sure. I can also see an argument for Call of the Herd because Sam's playing a control deck with Swords to Plowshares, and you want
a more resilient threat.
A more resilient threat.
Yeah, I can see that.
River Boa is not really doing it in this world.
River Boa regenerating against Seal of Fire is relevant, but I think you're more likely to just want to you can just blank that card entirely.
100%. Do we want to go ahead and jump over to Sam's list, see what Sam's doing today?
Yeah. What do you want out of your deck, I guess, is the other question.
I don't... I'm kind of mid on River Boa. I think Grim Lavamancer.
Grim Lavamancer's a little medium here, too. Yeah. But generally, your deck is trying to push damage. I think Curse Scroll is likely to be decent. Although, it might be awkward against all the seals. Rancor with so many spot removal spells in Sam's deck, Rancor starts to look a little awkward.
For sure, although definitely, if you can land it early, it becomes a potent threat.
It says you look at Sam's sideboard. So we've got a Cop Red. That's an interesting question. I imagine it comes in.
Yeah, Cop Red coming in. Warmth definitely coming in.
Warmth seems likely. I don't think you want War of Suns. There's a 1 of Firestorm in Sam's sideboard. I think that actually this is a good matchup for that card.
Mm-hmm.
We also have...
the rest, I can see Hidden Gibbons, but you're more of a red-green beatdown deck than you are a burn deck per se.
It depends on what Sam thinks about how many naturalizes Jeff is going to have post board. I think Sam is boarding in some number of Hidden Gibbons, but not the full 4.
For sure.
Or not the full 3. I think Gibbons, being... creature sizing matters against these decks too, and Gibbons being a 4/4 just blanks everything, including Call of the Herd tokens.
For sure.
So we're gonna go to our second game here. Let me update the win-loss column here. Sam took that game down.
Same with the W.
In quite spectacular fashion.
Folks in chat, which of these 2 decks would you rather bring to your local? Would you rather play Red Green Zoo or Sam Enchantress?
There's a very extreme set of positions to take.
For sure. I am surprised at zero main deck naturalized for the Zoo deck. That's making a strong statement that you just want to kill him in game one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And, potentially not incorrect
We
in
got
some
Spring
metagames.
Onion pulling for Jeff. Appreciate the shout out. Um, Looks like we see one land in hand. Carplucin Forest, maybe.
One-landers are hard to keep in this format.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough.
It looks like Sam is happy with their 7.
No, that's another feature of Sam deck building. Is most of the 7-card hands you draw with lands and spells you're pretty happy to keep in the blind.
Yeah. Maybe we should talk a little bit about the Opalescence Parallax Wave combo and why this deck chooses to eschew it a little bit.
Because it costs 8, probably.
'Cause it costs
I think
8 mana.
is the basic
Yeah.
reason. Sam really likes spells to be very, very cheap, especially given that the Enchantresses are drawing you so many cards. You want to keep the curve pretty low to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And if there's a word to describe Sam Black type deck building, it is the word unexploitability. What does that word mean?
In like a game theory sense, it means that there's no pure strategy that no other strategy that makes you better across the whole range of outcomes.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. There's no. Yeah. Well, actually, I think that's right.
We see a lot of
Yeah.
excitement for the meat raffle in the background while Jeff is shuffling his library. Fritz, do you Waddle Dee plays in the chat. In a Sam sense, it means decks that only lose to replenish. That is true. Sam does both blue white blessing and white red green Enchantress do have big replenish problems.
I mean, replenish.
Secretly the best deck in the format.
Is a deck. I mean, if you have a goldfish pilot a goldfish that can draw the right cards off the top of its library in every game state, then yes, it is.
Deck rolls high. I mean, that's an attractive feature that I look for in decks I select for tournaments. Is I'm going to have to run extremely good in order to win any Magic tournament. I'm going to pick something that's able to take advantage of very, very of those high rolls.
Yeah, and of the decks in the format, Dreadnought and Replenish are among the best at high rolling, with strategies and counter strategies that go well over the top.
We see a rough spot for Jeff having to mold it down to 5.
Yeah, that Sylvan Library against Sam's deck is very likely to unmulligan.
Does draw
them.
4.
It
So.
will unmulligan quite nicely.
See a Treetop Village and a pass over to Sam. Sam with Grand Coliseum.
Some nice tap lands here.
Nice clean Magic the Gathering gameplay. No one's drawing a degenerate number of cards yet.
I do like the presence, like the trade-offs of tap lands, and in Modern Magic, the relative force and leverage of a mana spent is just so much that playing tap lands punishes you just an inordinate amount.
Yeah.
Even in contemporary limited formats.
Well, and definitely even like much harder for Jeff than Sam in this spot, because Sam's deck is meant to take advantage of later I'm going to get paid off for having the mana flexibility.
Yep.
Particularly because you'll see so many cards, and Jeff does not have that as much. Although the Sylvan Library, like you said, is going to draw a bunch of cards. However, we see Wild Mongrel instead of deploying that
the
Sylvan.
dog.
Big dog.
This dog. We'll see where this dog goes.
To the dome. going to try and protect the volume because we are over here in the meat raffle.
I mean, it's possible that the meat raffle will provide better commentary on this game than
On
we
this
will.
game than we will. It's very possible. Everyone's excited for who's going to win the meat. All right, we see wooded foothills into likely forest. Sam really looking to deploy an enchantress soon because, we see mountain.
Fetching basic mountain. That indicates that I imagine we're going to see a Seal of Fire cast here.
Sam doesn't want to take any extra damage than they have to, for sure. Sam, this does let Sam trade 1-for-1 with this dog if he wants
card
to.
in hand. More realistically, it allows Sam to trade 1-for-1 with a card
with
in
a
hand.
card in hand.
So Jeff is going to have to be aware of the number of cards in their hand.
For sure.
Are meat raffles like actual cattle auctions in which you when you're bidding an amount you're willing to pay per pound?
Correct. In some of them.
Is it a Dutch auction?
So some of them you literally just buy a ticket and they raffle off some meat.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. All right. Jeff
Gabe.
with 2 lands Sylvan and 1 card that we cannot see on camera. Not quite sure what
Why are we
Jeff
not?
is.
Are we thinking about whether we should be in the combat step?
Because I kind of want to beat down. What do you want to do, Fritz? Do you want to attack?
I want to play a green source and attack with my treetop village.
You want to play a green source and attack with your treetop village. I think I want to deploy the Sylvan Library.
We see Jeff opting for the latter line.
I like beating down there too, but I think I would like to recoup this card advantage I have since lost. Maybe the best draw for Sam and Seal of Cleansing.
Yeah, the seal's going to make it difficult, but actually just opting for the
Presence. It's got to get the.
Just anticipating a longer game.
If I'm Jeff, I'm anticipating a naturalize here and taking 8.
I mean, taking it regardless. I don't care. I think I don't even think of like.
You'll take any 3 cards.
Yeah, this is not a matchup in which you're expecting to die to Seal of Fire.
We do have fetch land up, and so but I think I still prefer just, especially with this Wild Mongrel in play, just give me cards.
Yeah, the fetch line's gonna help you now, but it's also gonna help you in a couple turns. So I'm more than willing to just
take 8.
Take 8. So we'll see what Jeff chooses.
And Jeff
Going to 11.
go in the distance. Is very interesting. I think we drew Rancor, which is live on the puppy here.
Yeah, Rancor's always live on the dog. It's a good
Really
good holder.
Now we've got an angry big dog.
Yep, hatred is gonna this crazy mutt is full of hatred. Don't tell me you've heard that one before.
This dog's never been more angry. We see basic forest, gorgeous basic forest.
Yeah, those unhinged lines are nice. Unhinged or beta? Yeah.
I think I take beta, but it's close.
2
That's the
Rancors.
most angry dog.
Holy
Truly.
cow. Also, depending on... So Jeff has 4 cards in hand right now? 3 cards in hand?
3,
3
I
in hand?
think.
So if Jeff chooses to just take some more damage off of this Sylvan Library, that could just be lethal next turn.
And with that Lava Mancer certainly helps. Opting to play Treetop Village instead of keeping it in hand for Mongrel is really astute here.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have 3, 4, 5, 11 on board right now, even without discarding any cards.
Yeah, I would be worried about... double seal of fire potentially. Even single seal of fire is a problem.
Sam not having any cards.
Yep. So taking 1, casting the seal, and I am wondering if Sam is just going to hold this seal to trade for one of these Rancors.
He's gonna have to, right?
I think you're kind of forced into it. I mean, you can also prevent damage by blowing up the Sylvan Library, which stops Jeff from drawing additional cards, which represent
Oh,
additional
Sam
damage.
opts to save 2 damage with.
Yeah, just
Isn't
pop.
Sam just dead?
Uh,
Animate
10
Village, discard card.
Yeah, let's see if Jeff can find it. I imagine that this is something that Sam just sees and is playing to an out. Pitch a card, and we're going to game 3.
We're going to game 3. Jeff winning on a Mull 2-5 on Red Green Zoo. Sam looking through his sideboard for some adjustments, but that was an awesome game and really shows what the aggressive decks in this format can do. Like, a lot of these recurring damage sources are really, really, really strong. Especially I think Wild Mongrel is in general an underrated creature in that the flexibility with being able to pump it at different times, it makes it always a threat.
It's just one of the better, larger threats that's available at 2 mana.
For sure.
And yeah, just seeing like some of the benefits of adding green to an aggressive deck.
Mm-hmm.
You might think that burn is the premier
red deck, but there's lots of different variants.
Yep. Yeah, and there's different advantages and disadvantages of each. So we saw some of the advantages of the green deck there.
Not sure what adjustments.
Boarding out. Seal's still in. I imagine Seal's a little less impactful than you might want. Yeah, I agree with getting Seal Fire out of the deck. Doesn't have meaningful targets.
Yeah.
You'd rather have a creature that represents 2 damage a turn.
I'm curious what he. So he already boarded out scrolls.
Board out some Rancors. Okay. Or had boarding additional cards and need to find something to cut, and Seal made sense. Got about 17 minutes left in the round.
It's all very, very, very exciting. Looks like about half the matches have wrapped up. I saw some crazy decks out there. I saw a Super Wave versus Red Prison matchup earlier. Very, very cool.
Yeah, there's some people are bringing the spice this month.
Jeff looking at his 7. Looks like it's a little bit land heavy, but has a Wild Mongrel, a Bolt.
Just looking for something more proactive, especially when you're on the draw.
Sam very happy with his 7. Firestorm Plow, multiple Miri's Guiles.
Is there a red source in hand?
No, Sam's only on 1 land, it looks like, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, Miri's Guile...
Oh, no, he's got Battlefield
Battlefield
Forge, fetch land.
Yep. Windstep Teeth in particular. So,
yeah.
All colors of mana available.
Doesn't look like Sam has a card advantage engine yet, but he's going to be able to handle the first few of Jeff's threats.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a very reasonable keep. Just make the game go long. That's most of what you need.
What beer are you drinking, Fritz?
So Delta Beer Lab had a collab with a bunch of other breweries. They had a bit of a, for those of you in the cube community, familiar with a stone soup or a fruitcake cube. They had one of those where all of them brought ingredients to brew a beer.
Oh, sweet.
So they all collaboratively brewed a beer brought from everything that everyone brought. And so this is a double IPA with a bunch of different hop varietals and a mix of grains. It's nice. It's got a nice complexity. It's got a good balance.
All right, Land Crack Fetch. Mogg Fanatic.
Mogg Fanatic. How much Mogg Fanatic do you think? How much damage do you think Mogg Fanatic has done lifetime?
Oh, like he's up there with the best of them.
Yeah, goat.
He always deals more damage than you think he's going to. Because you hate to waste a removal spell.
Well, what are you gonna? Yeah, exactly.
Sam
plow it?
Sam with Enchantress. It's gonna really set Sam up to control this game solidly.
Doesn't block the Mogg.
Doesn't block Mogg. Mogg Squad. Looks like we see a Wooded Foothills, Crack Fetch, and probably a Big Dog.
Long Fennec doing what it does best, getting in there. Sam to 18. And we're just going to see a follow-up here.
Wild Mongrel.
Wild Mongrel.
Let's fucking go.
This is your zoo curve out. That's what you want.
It's like Miri's Guile draw.
Miri's Guile. Well, heads
Draws
up.
second plow.
Heads up play from Sam here. It's just Sam had a Miri's Guile in hand on turn 1 and chose not to deploy it, so it could be deployed in exactly this situation. And
Where it's going to draw a card. Yeah.
The best ponder ever.
Tragic. Beat down.
See a Plowshares on the dog. Jeff's going to think for half a second about whether to discard any cards too.
And then realizes I'm the beat down, and that makes no sense.
Treetop Village.
Good old Treetop Village.
And a pass
And a Passaroony. Miri's Guy looking at 3 cards. We see another removal spell for Sam and 2 lands.
Stack them like this. See the Guile.
Draw off Guile. Fetch.
Fetch. Basic Mountain going to be in play here. Going to cast the Seal.
Sam stacking this exactly so that he can shuffle away when he needs to. I don't want to say this closes the door, but it's I think the main way that Jeff gets out of this is drawing a series of his non-creature damage sources in quick succession before Sam is able to land one of the sideboard cards, since I don't think these creatures are going to stay in play long enough to do any damage with triple plow up.
With only 1 Enchantress in play, I think it does just depend on the top of Jeff's deck against Sam's deck, but the more turns that pass, the more that Sam pulls ahead as a result of this Miri's Guile.
Speaking of a recurring damage source, this Mogg Fanatic and this Treetop Village are probably going to both get in here. Since if I'm Jeff, I'm very sensitive to Swords to Plowshares, and I want to try and take advantage of these recurring sources when I can.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we're going to see Seal on the Mogg. Sam gets mogged. Then Sam takes another 3. Down to 12 from that Treetop Village. Apes together strong.
Land drop from Jeff. Sam at 12, checking that Miri's Guile. We see a second Enchantress. Sam's starting to close the door. Draws Argothian.
Second Enchantress is gonna make
Put Jeff into a very difficult situation.
is gonna make Jeff gonna force Jeff to produce 12 damage in a relatively short series of turns here.
Bolt, 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 bolt does it.
Right. 5 aces. Yeah. Getting a mountain here. Indicating what color of cards Jeff would like to draw. One of the awkward things here is, yep,
There's bolt number
There's
1.
bolt. So that does take Sam to 9, and it's just gonna depend on what the composition of Jeff's hand is. Tapping 2, going to combat.
Plow.
Plow 22. Playing a forest. And there's a wild mongrel.
Big dog.
1 card in hand? I think so. 1 card in hand.
I think
on
it's
Jeff's side.
Carplucin Forest.
Sure. That one I'm keeping in hand.
Seal, 2 draws.
Second seal.
Oh,
second seal
there's
does.
Sterling Grove.
Second seal does clean up this wild mongrel.
Sterling Grove will likely wrap this up here because of being able to fetch Solitary and having other enchantments remaining in hand.
Yep. We'll see. Jeff definitely has a draw step. And of course, you know,
Call of the Herd or
Sam would be vulnerable if Jeff happens to draw a series of naturalizes.
Oh, that's certainly the case. Beat down with Puppy. See third Swords to Plowshares.
Sam to 8. Jeff 24.
More meat getting raffled. You see Puppy.
Jackal Pup. Yeah. Wait. Wait. Right. Yes. Wild Mongrel and Jackal Pup now have the same creature type.
That they do. Although Jackal Pup may be Lil Dog, and Wild Mongrel's Big Dog.
Yeah. What? It used to be a Jackal. Jackal used to be a real creature type. And Dog used to be a real creature type, but now they're just both hounds.
Yeah, rip the creature type consolidation of.
Well, it's ongoing. It's ongoing.
Did you see more got changed? Suddenly, a number of new cards got the sorcerer creature type, or a lot of old cards got the sorcerer creature type.
Oh, that makes sense. Like Prodigal Sorcerer is now a human wizard sorcerer.
Now it's a human wizard sorcerer.
Interesting.
Isn't it outstanding?
Got sorcerer, warlock, got the whole all spellcasters represented.
All of your character classes for your local Dungeons and Dragons game. These seals are making the puppy look fried, unfortunately. Second Grove.
Second Grove is a problem.
Tranquil Domain here would certainly do something, but with the Cop Red in Sam's hand and the Replenish, I'm not sure what other draws Jeff has here.
Yeah, this is certainly Sam's game to lose.
I know that this was the kind of deck that Sam built this deck to beat, so totally understandable that it's taking advantage of what he would expect.
One of the core premises of the deck is that Seal of Fire is a good magic card.
For sure, for sure.
We got 6 minutes left in the round. And that was the draw.
That was indeed the draw.
And Sam unfortunately tapped out, so those Sterling Groves can't be activated. But critically, those Argothian Enchantresses stay in play.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure what series of draws here Jeff has in order to... that's certainly not one of them.
I mean, Jeff doesn't know anything about Sam's Replenish in hand.
No, but like Sam also like for better or for worse, even with some of these other cards, I think Sam is going to close the door.
Warmth. Cop Red.
Circle Red. Just sitting here like, yep, this is my life now. Jeff, we are with you.
Does Sam even need to cast this Replenish? I don't think so.
No. Looks like it's...
Third Enchantress effect.
Sam just needs to win the game here.
Going to discard.
Sam's already failed to lose.
It's usually a pretty good first step towards winning.
Yeah. I think he's not lost for the rest of all time against every red-green zoo deck with this board state. See a fetch off from Jeff.
Hard to imagine victory from Jeff's side.
Um,
Can you draw Call the Herd
Call of the Herd
or another dog?
probably doesn't get there quickly enough, but it could do it. The difficulty is with the, like, at least from Jeff's side, you're like, okay, I could draw Call of the Herd, and Sam's just got this Replenish sitting here where he's going to be able to double seal even the big creatures.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff doesn't know about Replenish. So you play given the information you have. And there's Mogg Fanatic. Mogg Fanatic's going to have to do some fighting to get through this Seal and this Warmth. Or this Cop and this Warmth.
Draw a million cards.
Karmic Justice came in.
Attaching Ancestral Recall to all of your Magic cards seems pretty good.
Yeah. It's interesting that Karmic Justice came in. I think it's just, expecting to see out of the green decks Naturalize and Naturalize and Tranquil Domain.
One Prevention from Sam. And there's Solitary. I do appreciate Jeff asking Sam to win the game. Very respectable.
3 minutes left in the round.
The clock is pretty low.
I think Sam doesn't even care about the Solitary. Sam is digging to Words of War. There's also a world in which you hold the Naturalize. You play to a draw, which is horrible to do, but you play to a draw by holding the Naturalize, and you Naturalize Words of War when it comes down, and you just don't care about the Karmic Justice.
I think that's true. I think if there's a path to you not taking a loss here, it's that one.
Very few cards remaining in Sam's library. So we'll have to see which one of them is going to end up being Words of War. Oh, it looks like Words of War is in hand.
The cleanup step taking quite a little bit of time. Looks like we've got up to 13 people hanging out with us today. Hope everyone's Saturday is lovely. Hope you're enjoying some time to yourself, watching some PM. Sam discarding more than the starting hand size of this game.
And what's Jeff's draw step?
And Jeff decides to scoop it up.
Yeah.
Very sportsmanlike, not playing to the draw.
I agree.
Just saying, "Yep, this is all over."
Yeah. If you draw Naturalize and same as Words of War, you can maybe go for something. But even if we went to turns, Words of War would just end the game.
Would have ended the game. All right, well, we are about to wrap this round and start the next one, so we're going to go ahead and pivot over to our transition, and then we